Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Old Podcast, where we talk about all the joys and challenges and the wonderfulness of getting older. And I'm here with my 30-year-old daughter, Lexi, and myself. I am 62 years old, and we just thought it would be a great idea to discuss our different perspectives on getting older, what's important, and how to age the way we want to age. We wanted to talk today about the Golden Bachelor because I think it is history in the making. It is something that I've wanted to see for the last 10 years. And I am so excited. If you haven't watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where have you been for the last 20 years? I think it's even gone on longer than that. I remember watching it when you guys were really young and thinking, oh, I want to really be on that show. And then as I got older, I thought, oh, I wish they had when I was single and dating in my 50s. I wished that they had a show like this because I totally would have tried out to be on the show.
Really? I guess
Yes. And there's a part of me, I mean, I'm married now, but there's a part of me that wishes that I could have been a part of this history making show. I don't know if Gerry would be my type, to be honest with you. I'm from the East Coast and he's from the Midwest. I don't really know if it would
too like this
it
is
would
gonna
be a
sound
match.
so
What?
dumb. He seems a little too like white for
Uh,
you.
he seems to Kermit the Frog. He sounds like Kermit the Frog. And yeah, he's a little too straight laced. I think that's what you mean by white. Lexi and I are both white. I think that white bread, like middle America, like,
Yeah, he's like a little too wholesome, maybe.
yeah, wholesome. That's the word you're thinking of, like Wonder Bread.
Yes.
And what they did was they gave him a tan. And but I think
You give every man you meet a tan, so you can't
I
really
don't do that anymore. I mean, I've even told my husband to stop getting a spray tan because he looks ridiculous with it. And like spray tans aren't really in anymore. But
well, he never sees the sunlight, so
can I just say a little something about sun? Okay. And then we're going to get into the bachelors because I know that you really like to stick to the subject. And I tend to go all over the place, which makes us a good co-host. Is that yesterday I went to go see my dermatologist. And I've had these things on my face that I thought were sebaceous hyperplasia. And then I had a biopsy taken because once a year I go to see the dermatologist to check to see if I have cancer. I don't. So this new dermatologist I went to see said he looked at all of them and told me what he could do. But then he said I said something about not being in the sun. And he said, Jody, the sun is good for you. We need the sun. And I said, oh, yeah. I know. He's like, you just don't want to burn your skin. I said, so like when I'm walking my dog or just getting in the car to go to the gym, and I sound so dumb saying this, but I don't put sunscreen on. He goes, nor should you. And I go, wait a minute. I said, I was a sun worshiper my whole life. Thank God, no cancer thus far. But I thought, I had to wear sunblock all the time. And he goes, no, you need the sun, which is, oh, I know. I got into the whole subject that I have osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis.
you're
Anyway,
losing me.
my whole point of telling you, all of you who are listening at home right now, and remember to rate, review, and subscribe,
I'm sure they're enthralled.
is that you need to get a little bit of sun and make sure
Yeah,
you
we're
work out
supposed
so
to
you
be.
don't have osteoporosis. My point is the reason I have osteopenia is because I didn't grow up eating a lot of dairy, and partially maybe it's because I wore a lot of sunblock. Anyway, I'm not wearing sunblock. He gave me these pills that have nitric acid oxide in them. And that's what helps protect your skin from getting like damaging your skin from the sun.
Lovely.
I know I learned so much. So now it was so freeing just to put on my moisturizer and go to the gym today. So
You are living on the edge, baby.
I know, right? I'm living on the edge. So just FYI, Alexis, because I know we always put sunblock on you guys. So just FYI, I'll share more about that on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me, you can find me at Jody Harrison Bauer.
Or they can seek a dermatologist.
No. I'm saying if you want to follow me, follow us at the old podcast or me, Jody Harrison Bauer. Lexi doesn't like to give out her information, so it's just follow me. All right, let's get into. We were talking about The Bachelor. His name is spelled as Gerry, the Golden Bachelor. He's 72 years old. He's from Indiana, and it says 71, and it
Gary,
says
Indiana.
he's not from Gary, Indiana.
I know, but his name is Gary and he's from Indiana.
Yes, but he spells it Gerry.
I know, but he's Gary, Indiana.
Correct. He's from another like Huntersville or something like that. It has anyway.
By the way, not
no. And in this one article that we're looking at, it says he's 71 and then it says he's 72. So we'll find out what he is. He lost his wife a couple of years ago and he's looking for someone to spend the rest of his life with. He's retired. And I mean, he looks great. He's not my type. So if I had tried out to be on the Golden Bachelor and he was my man, I think I would try to bow out early, even though I like, because I like to win.
Yeah. You
right. But I have to, but if I had to make out with him, Alexis, like, ew. Like, I don't want to win that badly that I would have to make out with a man that I'm not attracted to.
Okay, then don't go on reality TV.
No, well, I am. So that's if I'm not married anymore. So let's go through it. They start with Anna. So I'm going through the contestants.
Okay.
And you have the same list in front of you,
yes,
right?
I'm looking, yes.
Okay, so they do it by alphabetical order, which makes it very easy.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why are you so excited about the Golden Bachelor?
Oh my God, because there are so many women over 60 that are single, who are widowed, who have never been married, maybe because they didn't find their person. They decided that love was never going to be for them again or ever. And they have this great opportunity to bring awareness to this older generation, the baby boomers, who have worked hard, have raised a family possibly, and have tried to have it all because that's what we thought we needed to do to be successful, and taking care of our parents, taking care of our kids. And now they're showing all these beautiful women that are looking for love.
So I can't believe, which is crazy because you're my mom. I know what you look like. Most of my friends' moms, I would say, look pretty good. But I saw these pictures and could not believe how good these women looked at their ages. And I think the reason why Bachelor fans, I think, are so excited about it, one of the reasons I'm excited about it, is because I've been a fan of The Bachelor, but it's gotten pretty rough recently. And I think a big reason of that is they have these like 24-year-olds going on who don't want to get married, and they're just there for Instagram clout. But I'm wondering, and the assumption is like, oh, these women are in their 60s and 70s, like they're pure, they're there for love. But are they? Because you basically just talked about how you would go on for Instagram clout, maybe. And I do think it's interesting also that it's baby boomers who, a lot of them are probably retired and or looking for a second act. Some of them might still be in their first careers and plan to stay there, but reality TV and opportunities like this simply didn't exist when they were in their 20s and 30s. So I am curious. I'm sure we will see a lot of women who are genuinely there for love, but I think we're going to see some that aren't also. And I think it's really naive that people don't think that.
Right. I agree with you with everything that you said. And from the chatter that I'm hearing about with the 20 and 30 somethings talking about the Golden Bachelor, they think they're here for the pureness. They don't think anybody's here for Instagram success. It's like, I mean,
a lot of them are grandmas, but like, it's not like,
if you're a grandma, there are grandmas on TikTok, there are grandmas.
Yeah.
I think it's very naive for for the millennials to think that these are just pure grandmas that don't know anything about social media. They're on a fucking
Yeah, look at these
reality
women.
show
They
and
are
look
not
at
just
them.
like do. This is the only way I can find love.
Right. They're not knitting with 7 cats around them and, like burping by themselves. So, I mean, to be honest with you, and I don't see one wrinkle on any of them to be, obviously the photos have been touched up. Duh. It's like when people ask me on Instagram, "Oh, have you had filler or Botox?" I'm like, "I'm 62. Of course I have, you morons." And like these women look amazing.
They look good. I don't see, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's some, I don't know, you tell me. I'm haven't looked too closely. I'm sure there are some women on here who have had nothing done, but my assumption would be that 99% of them have had at least filler and Botox. And yes, I agree with you. You can't, there are basically no wrinkles on this whole page. But none of them look ridiculous. No, I don't see like a bad facelift. I don't see
No.
someone who looks like inappropriate. They all, I don't think these women look like they're in their 70s, but they certainly look above 50. You don't think these women are in their 30s and 40s.
No, you look at these women,
Some
you
of them are
go,
like 75, and I'm like, holy shit, how are you
right,
75?
Pamela is 75, right. And
And she's the
there's
only one rocking any gray. Oh, I think. Oh no, that's a lie. We got some gray, but
Ricky.
not a lot.
No, Pamela's
Pamela,
got
who's
the
75, has some gray, which is crazy because that's natural. So like the fact that she is only partially gray at 75, she's as gray as I am.
wait, Patty, Matt James's mom went all gray.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but she has that pretty gray
right.
that some women have that like kind of looks blonde.
No. Yeah, she can pull off that gray look. She's got the great skin
I have
tone and
two friends whose moms have gone fully gray, but it looks like it's like such a pretty color. I almost think they look better gray than they did with color, and that's just crazy to me.
well, yeah, I mean, if you have the right skin tone, you can do it. It really has to do with the right skin tone.
We see one gray streak, but yeah, very, very little gray, which is completely
So
normal.
let me ask you a question. Do you think this is a proper representation of the women out there?
No, but
Either.
I think this is an elite group of women. These are like the prettiest girl from every high school. You know what I mean? This isn't
Right.
like if you randomly pulled 22 women from the age of 60 to 75, which is what this group is across America, they're not going to look like this. But that's the same with the Bachelor too. The quote unquote regular Bachelor, which is mostly people in their 20s, that's not an accurate representation either. Everyone is a size 2. Everyone is beautiful. 90% of them are white. Like it's not an accurate representation of the population at all. And I think they kept that same thing going with this. The Bachelor has had a rough history in terms of diversity. They get a lot of shit for not having really any body diversity on the show. They used to get a lot of shit, and I think they still do, for being really primarily white.
Yeah.
And while they've gotten a little bit better about not having a completely white cast, body diversity is still definitely an issue. Like it's still not a diverse group of people by any means. It's very like
But do you think it should? But do you think it should? So like that's another conversation, I guess.
no,
But
I don't necessarily think so. I do think the bodies on this, okay, so I'm looking at the group photo right now. There's a
right.
little bit of diversity. I think the craziest thing, and you tell me, is how fit all these women are.
Right. That's the
Like,
first thing I noticed. They
I
look
don't want to see
healthy
all
and
of
fit.
them. Right. I don't want to like see all of them in a bikini necessarily, but like all these women look good. None of these women.
Well, I don't think Gerry was asking for unhealthy, overweight,
No one
high.
cares what Gary's asking for. The show does not give a shit what Gary.
Yes, actually they do. And when I watched The Bachelorette, one of the things that they were looking for when they give a list of her criteria, what she was looking for, one of the things was to be tall. So she had a lot of tall men that she chose from. So Gerry does have, like, what do you like? What are you looking for? So he's a very physically fit man. That's my point.
Fine, that's fair. Yes, and he's very fit as well. So that was the biggest shocker to me. Is one, I mean, how beautiful all these women are, but that's not, I guess, that surprising. What the most surprising to me was their bodies. And
Agree.
the body inclusivity thing is something I can't really speak to. I don't think it's a problem that all of these women are so beautiful and are not an accurate representation of like their population, because it's the same, it's reality TV. That's what most reality TV is. This show is a little bit of fantasy and a little bit of escapism. They go on dates in hot air balloons, and they have hot tubs appear in the middle of waterfalls. It's not find the average American love. It's let's watch these exceptionally hot people date and fight. So I think it's okay that these women are exceptionally hot, especially because of their age. Like when you watch the regular Bachelor, the thing that's most annoying to me is how young they are, because I'm like, I know that this 24-year-old from New Jersey is not trying to settle down.
Right. They want the fame.
Right. But with this, I think it's a nice change for people to say, oh wow, that's what 60 can look like, that's what 68 can look like, that's what 75 can look like.
That's what I'm that's
instead of annoying.
That's what I'm really excited about. This is showing all the women over 60 that who are, let's just make the assumption that all of these women are postmenopausal women. And I
Yeah,
think
the
it's
youngest
safe.
one is 60.
Right. It's pretty safe to say unless she's taking some type of hormones that is putting off her period, which can be done, but not most people do it. I do know anyway. So it's safe to say that these are postmenopausal women, and that for them to look like this and have the attitude that it appears that they do and the fitness level that they do shows women out there, every woman who's going to be watching the show, hey, I can level up my game here. I don't have to settle for where I am right now. And there's always going to be the haters. Well, screw them. They're this, and this. And then they're going to be the people who are inspired. And hopefully this inspires a lot of people to like maybe take some action and go find love. Or this show is going to be a huge hit. I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge, huge hit. I am sure they are doing interviews for the Golden Bachelorette already, or the Golden Bachelor #2. One of these women are going to be the Golden Bachelorette. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
It's going to happen.
Always start with the male lead. They had the Bachelor way before they had the Bachelorette, because I think society likes to watch a bunch of women fight more than they do a group of men. But I also think it's going to be harder to find, and this is just like the way of the world, but I think it's going to be harder to find a group of men of this caliber looks wise than a group of women.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The only thing that I think might be, and you and I have talked about this, are men over 60 going to be looking for 60 and over women?
No, and they're also not single. We've talked about the shortage of men. Oh, the shortage of single men over the age of 60 because men date younger. So men, I think often when they're going on, let's call it their second marriage, are looking for someone younger because they can. So then it leaves this whole pool.
But that's not all of them. That's the top echelon of men who.
This is the top echelon of women, the women in this show. So I don't know, maybe this will change the minds of some men to say, oh, I don't need to be dating these 40-year-olds with their 8-year-old kids. I can
Right.
date.
Right. Right. You
I
just
can
haven't.
date someone a little bit closer to my age or my age.
Right. Right.
But I don't
I,
know that 60-year-old men are really watching this show, but who knows?
who knows? I think that there will be a lot of older men watching it and not believing that they see these types of women who are over 60, because most men over 60 think that there aren't women that look like this. So that's what I'm so excited about. And to also show the world that, like, we're looking for love over 60. We're not settled and saying, okay, this is my life sentence. I'm going to be alone. This is showing that love is love. We all want to be loved. We all want to find excitement and passion and have companionship. You know, it changes from when you're your age to my age, exactly what you're looking for. Because it just does. But it's still love and companionship at the end of the day. So I'm very excited. And so let's go through some of the women. Okay. All right. So we got Anna, who's 61, and she is a retired nutritionist from New Jersey.
Oh my God, I feel like I know her. Like a retired nutritionist from Summit, New Jersey is like,
Right. She's the brunette, right? No, that's,
yeah,
oh
she's the,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think she looks amazing. She
she
has
does.
3 daughters, and she likes to hike and ski with her 3 daughters. I'm curious to see how the children are going to come into this, like when they do the hometowns. And I think Gerry's children are very involved in this whole process too. And I think they're going to be a big part of the show.
I think Gerry's children will be very involved. I don't think anyone else's children will be involved aside from the intro packages that they do, like the videos that they do of people at home the first night.
Right.
And then obviously hometowns, instead of meeting the parents, it's going to be meeting the
Meeting the
children.
kids. Yeah.
Um,
That's going to be fun.
which I do think will be fun because so many of that you get all these parents on when they do the hometowns on The Bachelor who like still don't understand or just like, what is my child doing? This is so dumb. Whereas like I feel like the kids are going to be really into it.
Right. I think so too. I would be surprised if there were any children that were really against their mothers doing this.
I disagree.
Oh, well, it should be interesting.
I don't.
Um,
How do you think Liz would feel if you went on this show? I don't know.
you know what? I don't care. I wouldn't care. I mean, I'm married,
That's
but
what I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, right. She wouldn't like it because she just doesn't like anything that isn't about
Okay,
him.
are we gonna comment or are you just gonna
Yeah.
read the
No,
bios?
no, no.
You essentially just read Anna's bio.
no, I read her bio and I think she looks great. And I think that I feel like she's going to be one of the top girls. Not knowing anything about Gerry, but I just think she's going to be like a top girl.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't have any thoughts. Okay.
Really? Seriously? Okay, April
Do
6.
this.
What?
I hate when you do this.
Okay, April 65. She's a therapist from Florida and she speaks with her family every day.
She
So this
looks so Florida and she looks like she's had the most work done.
she does.
But she still looks good. She doesn't look like scary, like facelift lady.
No, she looks fancy.
Yeah, she looks rich.
Yeah, she looks fancy. Let's see. April has had difficulty venturing out into the dating pool after losing her partner, but looks forward to the opportunity the show will give her to find love. So she lost her partner, so that's sad. When she's not spending time with her family, she likes to dance.
You can't just read these bios. People can read it themselves. You can't.
No, but people are listening and they may not look these up, and I would want to know also. So I think she's going to be too fancy for Gerry. I have to be honest with you. I feel that way. But she is a therapist, and I'm sure he's gone through therapy by losing his wife and dealing with his kids, even though they're adults. So I'm curious to see if these girls are going to like him. So she looks fancy. And, like you said, she looks very Florida. Christina, 73. How is she 73 years old?
I don't know. This one's crazy to me.
I mean, come on.
Like she looks 50.
But But what's funny is like listening to the bios and seeing the bios, because I watched The Bachelorette last season. So I read all the bios. And then these women look great, but then they don't look old, whatever old means. But then you listen to think Christina is spending her go-go years playing pickleball, listening to Paul McCartney and horseback riding.
I don't know.
And
Horseback riding at 73 is pretty impressive.
right. And then it says, fun fact, Christina's first concert was the Beatles in
Yeah,
1964.
that's crazy.
Right, right. It's really crazy. So I also think that these women are just going to bring, and I've said this to a friend of mine, I probably texted you this too. They're just going to bring such a different perspective. I just think the younger generation, your generation in particular, is just going to be blown away at how normal these women are and not how grandma-ish they are. And as you said at the beginning, how some of them might be here for the fame and Instagram plugs and so on.
But yes, it is funny. Like all of their hobbies are like
right.
pickleball, golfing, like painting. But I mean, what do we like? What do we expect them to say? Like going out to bars and getting shit faced? Like, what would be like? I don't. What would be in here that would be?
I don't know. I don't know. I do think I don't know, but I don't think he's going to pick somebody from the East or the West Coast.
I don't know. I could see Christina doing well. I see Edith doing well too. Edith seems very wholesome to me. It's probably her maybe gray hair.
Now, I have to be honest, Edith looks really good, but she looks older than 60.
It's because of her hair. If she had black hair, you wouldn't say that.
No, but her hair's blonde.
I think it's like gray.
That gray blonde thing?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not the color of Christina.
I think Edith has had a pretty nice life.
I think Edith and Gerry could get along quite nice.
Okay. She likes to make birthday cards for her family and friends. I just can't wait till we really get to see these women.
Beautiful hand painted. Okay, there was a girl I used to work with who's awesome, and she went to this high school in New York that it's like an arts high school.
I know what school you're talking about. I had
like
someone on
all
my
the
show who did that.
go there.
Right, right. I should have known what
she did there was painting. And every year for the holidays, she would hand paint cards for all of her coworkers and like write us really nice cards. It was so sweet. And the cards were always so beautiful. And she was like 22 when she was doing this. And I always thought that was very cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I think, like, so more than I do. These women have been vetted a million times, right? Like, what kind of
but it depends what they're looking for. Like, one of these women has to be the villain. They're not just gonna like make a wholesome reality TV show.
I think April is our villain. I don't know. I think April's our villain.
She's
the one from Florida.
That's because she looks like a soap opera star.
She does. She does.
She looks like a soap star. Okay. So yeah, I think Ellen, who's 71, which is 11 years older than Edith, like they look the same age. I don't know if they look 60 or 70, but next to each other, I think they look the same age.
Christina might be in the
Oh, Ellen from It's About Time We Got a Delray Beach, Florida up in here.
You're so funny. Why do you say that?
Because of course one of these women has to live in Delray Beach. It's like land of the hot.
Is it really?
I think so.
Okay. So she's a retired teacher. She spends her time playing pickleball, golf, and card games with her two sons. She also reads the newspaper, watches TV, and plays bocce with her girlfriends in her free time. I want to know, like, why are they single? I can't wait to hear these stories be explained. Like, did they lose their husband? Like, were they ever married? Are any of them lesbians? No, they wouldn't be lesbians if they were on the show.
They're not lesbians. That is also another part that's fun that we don't get on the normal Bachelor, because it's like, oh, why are you single? I'm 25.
Right. Oh, my last relationship lasted 4 years. I was 15 to 19 years old, or something like that. Oh, I was really in love. Right. These women are going to have, let me tell you, they're going to have stories. They're going to have stories.
But we're not going to get to hear them. I mean, the
Well,
airtime that they get is so short.
it is short, but stuff is going to come out on social media. One of the things I heard is ex-husbands buckle up.
Oh my God, these ex-husbands must be
Can
terrified.
you imagine if I were ever on it?
I didn't know. I mean, I think there would be a lawsuit preventing you.
I bet you there's like some kind of legal document signed that it protects, or there's something
No way. What do you mean?
like, hey, what? I don't know.
No way.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
Gonna be a fucking free for all. Okay, Faith. Okay, so Faith has been my favorite from day one. When I saw all the women, I thought Faith was stunning. And I just couldn't believe when I saw that she was 60, I was like, holy shit, she looks great.
I
What do
think
you
she
think?
looks 60.
Okay.
I mean, I think she looks amazing. I think she's beautiful. There's not a wrinkle there, but like I don't think she's not as shocking to me as like Christina. Like I think, yeah, she looks about 60. She looks
Okay.
like someone who looks really good for 60.
Right, right.
But I
I think
like that she like rides motorcycles and dives with sharks and gets tattoos and is not just playing pickleball.
right. Yeah. There's something about her that looks I guess it's like her vibe. I felt her vibe from the picture, like she seemed like,
You can
hey,
see her confidence
she's
through the
sassy. Right. She's
hockey,
sassy. She's
definitely.
sassy. And I think that's what stood out to me. And then if you go back to the pictures of all of them, she looks really good. Yeah, she's sassy. So I'm looking forward to see what she's all about. Um, I just don't think he's going after Sassy.
I don't either. I think
I
she
just
so maybe this is our villain.
Do you know that they're gonna be sleeping in bunk beds in the mansion?
No, but like I yeah,
Can you
it's not
imagine
like
a
great living
75?
quarters.
There's a 75-year-old in here. What's she gonna do? Jump on the
Well, give
top
her a
bunk?
bottom bunk.
Which
These women are riding horses, mom. I think they could climb a ladder
oh
and
my
get into
God.
the top bunk.
That's true. That's true.
But
Um,
no, like sharing a room with a bunch of women, like these people haven't probably shared a room with another woman
I
and
would have a problem with that
yeah.
if I were on the show.
Yeah. Didn't you go to Club Med and request your own room?
I did. I did. So, no, I think these women are very brave to be doing this and to
Very brave.
very vulnerable and like,
No, it's ballsy. Okay,
all
Genie,
right.
he into teachers. Okay, he clearly likes really like wholesome, nice women because there are at least 7 people who have school something as their job, and that's a very
Mm,
specific personality type. That's a very kind, patient
mhm.
person. So okay,
Yeah, another price. So you see project manager, that's Jeannie 65. Jeannie, um, eh,
yeah,
I'm
I don't
being
know.
I'm being
Genie,
honest. I'm
yeah, I
being
agree.
honest.
But
Um, but then, right, so we're talking, we've seen project managers, we've seen school teachers, and then we've seen
do you know what a project manager is? It's just like an office worker.
yes, yes, but I'm saying that, but like they're all really active, like either horseback riding, scuba diving, motorcycles. So he likes that. You see him
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
ATV thing. Is that what it's called?
Huh?
That thing you ride in the mountains, ATVs, all
It
terrain
can be.
vehicle. Yes, yes. Okay, sorry, I just don't go on things like that.
Nope.
Um,
Okay, Joan is beautiful.
Joan, like, look at her,
Yeah, Joan's hot. Look at
baby.
that body.
I know. She puts me to shame.
Okay, Joan is gonna do well because she's hot. She's got the school thing. She lost her husband to cancer
So they can let's
and she has
relatable.
grandkids, so they have a lot of things in common.
Mm,
And she likes visiting historical museums, so she's a little boring.
mm. I think
I
they're
think
gonna have a
Joan's
lot in
gonna do
common.
very well.
I think she's gonna do really well also.
And she's 60, so she's one of the youngest people.
Yep. Okay, Kathy's 70. Kathy's cute. It just depends. Like Ricky Joan is like very sexy.
Right. So you put Joan next to Kathy, there's a difference.
Right. I'm
Kathy's not
trying.
screaming sexy.
No.
But like, again, she looks amazing for 70.
Yeah.
Like, she
Wait,
does
hold
look
on.
70. She's beautiful. Another education.
I can't. Let's go back to Ellen from Del Rey. Oh, I can't believe she's 71. She's
I
like
said that. I said she looks
71.
the same age as Edith, who's 60.
Yeah, I just like had to go back and look at her picture.
Yeah, I mean, her face is like, there's perfectly flat. And I mean, she's that color blonde hair doesn't exist naturally on anyone over the age of like 20.
Right, right. Okay,
So,
so that's so Joan. Okay, so we've got Joan who's
Joan, okay.
60.
Kathy, I don't know how far Kathy's gonna make it.
She looks a little boring.
Um,
She's an retired educational consultant from Texas. She
yeah,
helps
mom,
to
we did this already.
No, I didn't read this one. Since retiring, Kathy enjoys reading, taking walks, and spending time outdoors. So she's active. She's a Christmas enthusiast. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's going to do all that well, but she looks like a nice person. Leslie, the fitness instructor. Oh, I like her too. That was another one. I was surprised she was 64. She's from, okay,
Minneapolis.
yes. So we're going to finish up. We've gone through half of them already. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back to talk about the rest of the ladies who are going to be contestants on the Golden Bachelor. Okay, and we are back. Welcome back to the old podcast where we are talking about the 22 women who are the contestants on the Golden Bachelor, which is premiering next Thursday, September 28th at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we are on to Leslie, 64, who is a fitness instructor. I think he's going to like her. She has 3 kids, 3 grandchildren, and she has a fear of mice. She looks great.
She looks great, and they've got the whole Midwest thing.
Yes, yes. So now we've got Maria, health and wellness. Okay, so you got it down, Lexi. Health, wellness, fitness. Yeah, he's got that. Yes, yes, he's got that whole thing.
And see, while she works in health and wellness, but she helps families impacted by autism. So like you see a lot of charity, education.
Mm-hmm.
The fitness thing is more in the hobbies.
Right, right. She looks, how old is Maria? Maria's 60. She looks great.
Yeah, she does. She looks really young, I think.
I mean, she could pass for 45.
Yeah, I think she might look the youngest out of all of them.
Well, let me see. I want to go back and compare. I like to
She
compare
looks
all of,
really young.
trying to see where she is in the, yeah, she looks very young.
I think so far she looks the youngest.
She does. Does she have any kids? Okay, she has
Honestly,
3
with
kids.
Christina, maybe giving Christina 73, maybe giving her a run for her money, but she looks the youngest. Yeah, she has 3 children. Were you going to say, oh, no kids, she doesn't know the stress? I bet these women all have kids. I can't imagine.
I can't either. All right, we got Marina, 60, also looks great. She's an educator again from LA. 2 kids, 2 pets. She travels.
3 master's degrees. Damn.
I know.
So this I also don't see. LA, 3 master's degrees. It just traveled to 34 countries. Maybe I'm underselling Gerry, but like this seems like too much for him.
I think like ideally he'd like to say, I met this woman, fell in love with her, and she's got 3 degrees and she loves to travel. I just don't think that's
She
his
doesn't want like
lifestyle. Yeah,
right.
I think he wants, right, like he bought a lake house and then his wife got sick. I think he likes being with his family, likes his lake house, and I think he wants to like stay put. But maybe because she's gone to 34 countries already, she's ready to settle down.
No, she's looking for a travel buddy.
Oh.
And she looks really young too, but the gray, I hate a gray streak. Like
I
either
don't mind it. I think she can pull it
no.
off.
She's pulling it off, but it obviously ages her a lot. I think if she got rid of it, she would look much younger.
What do you think? She looks like 65?
Yeah, but only because of the gray. Like I'm trying to cover it up. Like if you look at her face, like her face looks really young.
Yeah, she could
It
pass
looks
for
like
like
really untouched
35.
by plastic surgery.
Right. Yeah, well, we can't tell how much these women have been touched up either.
Right.
Because obviously they've had some touch-ups on here. I would hope that, I'm sure they have that. All right, we got Nancy, who's 60, retired interior designer, 3 kids, hopeless romantic, looking for a trustworthy man. So I wonder if she has been cheated on.
Maybe. She seems very wholesome, and she's very pretty and looks
She's
very
very,
nice.
very pretty.
I could see her doing very well.
She's beautiful. I think she's really beautiful. Let's see what she looks like with the rest of the ladies. I'm trying to find her picture with the rest of them.
I know it's tough.
She
Oh,
looks like
she's right in the middle.
right. Well, that might be I think she's little.
She is. They have her standing on it. Yeah, she's short.
Yeah. No, very, very pretty woman. And how old is she? 60. Yeah, so they've got a bunch of 60-year-old women in here.
They have seven women are in their 60s, and 7 women are 60, period, and 7 women are between 70 and 75.
That's amazing.
The rest are in the middle.
It just gives so many women so much hope. Again, I'm very interested in hearing everybody's backstory for as much as they will be able to share in the little time that they have. And just wonder what happens if you don't like him. Like, what if you meet him, you're like, we're just not vibing. Do you think so? When you're watching the regular Bachelor and the regular Bachelorette, I mean, I have seen some seasons where the contestants like, yeah, I'm really not into the person. Rarely, but sometimes sometimes it happens. And I wonder if in this case, because they are more confident, they are more mature, if they're going to be like, peace out. Like, I'm not really into them.
I think so. I think we're going to see more women leaving on their own accord, but I also, sounds so bad. So I would think, okay, these women are in their 60s and 70s. They know what they want. They're confident. I'm going to go ahead and say they're having trouble meeting people. Otherwise, they're not going on this show. And I don't think that the world is full of super eligible bachelors over the age of 60. So I think while they are probably more confident and know what they want more, I think they're willing to bend a bit more. I think they're not looking for perfect the way someone in their 20s or even 30s might be. And so I think they might be a little more willing to give it a second chance. See, oh, he's so great on paper. Maybe we just need to talk more. Also, it's such a weird dating environment. Like, they talk to him for like 5 minutes at a time. So I think it's tough to tell, like, unless the first conversation, there's really no connection. But if it were me, like, I always give at least a second date. So if I'm on The Bachelor, in my first conversation, we're like not really vibing, I'm probably going to say, well, let's try again.
Right. Of course. I think so too. 3 times you're out.
I don't think that they get enough time with him for it to be like, I hate him, I'm out.
Right. Maybe not. Maybe not. And I do agree with you that they're probably on the show, not necessarily to get fame and fortune and, Instagram followers, but to really do find love. And
Yeah.
I think just the perks, if they do become like somebody who's becomes beloved by the world watching, that's just going to be an added bonus. I do think that everybody's going to embrace Gerry. Everybody's very excited about him. Yeah, this Nancy's very, very pretty. Natasha works pro aging coach and motivational speaker
In New York. I think the fact alone that she's from New York like eliminates her, but I love that she is the only one rocking cleavage. She's the only one that we're getting like some sex appeal from.
Right.
Everyone's dressed up very conservatively. And then we have Natasha here with the cleavage, and
with the girls out.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got their chest covered up. Might
So,
have, but they have a slit up the leg.
yeah,
But
but these women are just very conservatively. Any one of them could wear any one of these dresses to like their son's wedding.
correct.
Yeah,
And Natasha's like, hey, listen,
it's a
I
date show. Here are
right,
my
I'm 60. I'm 60 and I'm sexy, and I'm gonna let you guys know it because this is what aging is all about. Let's not hide who we are. Let's just be who we want to be.
yes, and I also think that
I don't think
it's
it's
like
gonna be
people.
Gerry's thing.
I think it's like people only want to see so much, so it's like, oh, you know, we can watch these people in their 60s and 70s date as long as we don't have to
See and
watch them
having
make out,
sex.
which obviously we're going to watch them make out or like hear them talk about sex, like, ew, gross. And she's kind of, I mean, not like she's saying fuck that, but like, I think we should say fuck that. Like, I do wonder how that's going to go. I
All
think
right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I
very
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about watching them make out. Like, I might even get a little, like, I don't know. I don't know because even watching and just like that, from Sex in the City and watching them with the
those
sex
sex scenes
scenes,
I don't like.
they
No,
were really cringy.
well, we're not going to be watching that, but yes, I do think it's going to be very conservative, and there's typically like a lot of bathing suits. Like typically, there's a hot tub like on at least
Right.
every other date. Like I wonder if we're going to see any hot tubs this season.
I bet you we do. I bet you we do. I bet you they try to
I
keep
hope so.
I bet you they do because I think they want to keep the formula as similar as possible, but for older women. Like they're making them sleep in bunk beds, they're staying in the mansion. I think that they are.
I hope so. I think it would be wrong if they didn't. I don't know. I'm
Right,
very interested to see how that plays out.
right. Like, why change the format? Like, they're still all going to arrive in a limo and come out, and it's going to also be
Well, no, but
interesting.
that's not the the two things aren't related.
Okay. All right, let's go on to here we have Pamela, who's 75, the oldest woman here. I mean, she looks great, but she looks great for 75. I'm just going to be honest.
I think she looks the most like what people would expect of women this age.
Correct. Correct.
And
And she
she
likes to
sounds
watch Judge
sounds
Judy.
the most too. Retired, spends her days enjoying a good book, a fun cocktail time with her family. Right. That she's our stereotypical 75-year-old.
Right. She looks good though. If
I
you
think
look at her
that's
in the
her.
group, if you look at her in the group, she's got a nice figure also. Again, and if you
She
also
looks
look at the
great.
yep, and also if you look at the picture again of all the women, we were just talking about Natasha with the cleavage, she's stunning.
Natasha.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
hope she
her
does.
face is like flawless.
Yeah, I hope she does really well.
I do think the only thing aging her again is the little gray. Like if you scroll down and I can't see the gray on top of her head, she looks much younger.
Yes, yes. All right. So we've got
Patty.
Patty. Okay. So
It's
did
Matt James' mom.
right. So did you watch the episode when Matt James was the Bachelor? I did not.
I did. I watched the whole season and I follow him and his girlfriend on Instagram. So I'm very familiar.
Was the
Um,
mom a big part of that season or something? Why is she like so popular?
I think it's just people have seen her. Yeah, she was a part of the season. I mean, to a certain extent, I'm sure she was like in the intro package. She was there meeting all the girls for the final four. Um, he has like a strange relationship with his dad that was part of the season, but he doesn't
Oh,
really count his dad as like part of the family. So like the whole meet the family was just her and his brother. So she did,
okay.
they're very close, and you see on his Instagram they're together a lot, and it's oftentimes like him, his girlfriend, and his mom traveling together. They spend a lot of time together. It's very sweet. um and it's always like the three of them. You don't really see, I think he has a brother, you don't really see a brother, and she's never like with a man. um
Yeah, it says she's been single for 30 years.
right, and that's the only one that they've said that about. So I think that is really
Hmm.
interesting. And I think she's going to have an interesting story to tell about that because I don't know, Matt James is probably around my age.
Hmm. No, she
Uh,
seems spicy. Did she have is she very charismatic? She looks like she is.
I think so. He's very charismatic. So I imagine that she is too, but it's interesting if like I'm sure she was single and she's gonna say she was I think she raised the boys alone.
Yeah,
So I'm sure she wasn't dating, focusing on raising her sons, but then if they're in their 30s, they've been out of the house for a bit. So
right,
I'm
right,
curious what the story is there, if she's been dating and hasn't been able to find someone, or if she's hasn't really been trying.
right. Because some of us, we after I got divorced from your dad, I dated a little bit and then I dated a lot because the kids always come first. So, but she is 70, so she's had a lot of time to like start dating again. So maybe she just hasn't found her person. I like her. I don't know anything about her, but I like her. She's very, very pretty. She looks very statuesque. He's tall, right?
Yeah. So I
So
can't, they put her all the way on the end. You can tell she's tall. I mean, her body, she has like a model body, just
yeah,
like tall and thin and muscular.
yeah, we hate those women. No
Yeah,
kidding.
I was gonna say, like, I'm sure she doesn't
I
work
mean,
out.
she's gorgeous. Look at that. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I see her.
she
Yeah.
looks like a model. I could totally see her getting a modeling contract after this. Um,
Oh, that's a
I
good
think she's
point.
probably a fan favorite going in just because her son was the Bachelor, and she is probably the only woman on here that people have like heard of or been familiar with. I'm sure it's in the Bachelor's best interest for her to do well.
They said that. I read something about that. They were all like very much vying for her to be on this and that she's a big fan favorite. So
Oh, I bet she goes very far, and she is
I
someone
read I
I think
read that
she
she
looks.
didn't. I read that she
Oh,
didn't go
really?
that far. Mhm.
Maybe not. Well, and she's someone who I think looks her age, but looks great.
Yeah,
Like it's not surprising to me that she's 70, but she looks amazing for
yeah,
70.
completely agree. Peggy
East
69 just
Haven, Connecticut.
oh,
That's crazy.
how did these women find out they were even casting for this show?
It's interesting because I listen to a lot of past Bachelor contestants on podcasts talking about how they got on. And it does, I don't know if all of these people are lying and they're too embarrassed to say that they applied for The Bachelor. I think some of them are, but a lot of them, it sounds like the casting people, casting directors reach out to them and like find them on LinkedIn and find them on Instagram. And
Well, that's what happened with, I know you don't like when I was asked about being on Worst Cooks of America on the Food Network, is like, I didn't apply to be on Worst Cooks. They found me and they reached out to me.
right. So I do think it's a lot of that. I think for this, I think there were probably a lot of like children sending their parents in. I don't know.
How did they even know they were casting though? That's what I always want to know.
They announce it. It's been very public. At the end
Mm.
of every Bachelor episode, it says like we're now because I've helped submit friends before and then they get called and then they say no. But
Oh,
I've had
really?
friends who have talked. I have had friends who have talked to Bachelor producers. All of them have had friends submit for them. Um, and they said no. During quarantine, we submitted the one of the people I was living with.
No
And the
way.
producers really wanted him. They kept calling him, and he was like, "I'm absolutely never like he was never going to do it, even though we wanted him to." But yeah, we submitted the application for him, and producers called him several times.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend who did the same thing. Producers have been calling her for years.
Wow. And she's not interested,
Mm-mm.
but they
She
found
also
her.
said it once. No, her
Somebody
friends.
submitted. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we have Peggy, who is just like right around the corner from me. I'll have to find out like what the deal is. I'm gonna have to Google Peggy dental hygienist from East Haven, Connecticut. Like, she returned to dentistry after retiring. Um,
Because she missed it so much. All right, Peggy's a hard worker. She does not like to sit at home.
no. Oh, she's volunteered. She's looking for someone to help her. Okay. She has a Bichon free.
I
Frieza.
don't know. I don't really see this.
I don't see it happening either.
Simply because she came out of retirement because she was bored. I don't know why I find Gerry so boring, but I'm just thinking he's a little more chill.
I think he's very chill. I
Yeah.
mean, have you seen any of his interviews?
No.
Yeah, he talks. Yeah,
I think
he's
Peggy's going to
very.
be a little too much energy for him.
Yeah, I think so too. She looks very perky and she looks amazing for 69. My God, she looks
Amazing.
59. All
Yeah.
right, we got Renee from Chicago, who used to be a cheerleader for the Chicago Bears.
I love that. She looks like a cheerleader.
Yeah, she's really, really cute. She made them something romantic, a homemade blanket, so he could always feel her warmth. Oh, so she's very romantic.
She hopes to meet Harry Styles. Okay, I love Renee.
Yeah, she's really cute. How old? 67. She looks great.
Again, looks 67, but like looks amazing for 67. I don't know.
Yeah, no, she's very pretty. I mean, there isn't one unattractive woman in the group. We just have to
No, I
see
know they're all
what their personalities are like. It's like with anything. And then we've got Sandra, who is 75 of
yeah.
I
Sandra,
mean
insane. She looks 65 max.
max. I mean, she looks absolutely fabulous. She's from Georgia.
I
Oh,
cannot believe she's 75.
I can't believe it either. She's been on the Wheel of Fortune.
I love that.
She's an NFL fan. And then
I
we've got
the older women, maybe this is like my internalized ageism. I think the older women are screwed. Like, I just, do we really think that he's going to pick someone 4 years older than him? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think he's going for a 60 something.
I
think I think the reason there are so many 60-year-old women, because he wants a 60-year-old woman. He's only 71 or 72.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying I think that there are two women who are 75 and I think they're screwed.
I do too. I don't think they have any chance of him going, I'm going to go for somebody 75, no matter how great and wonderful she is. Age is age,
But everyone
unfortunately.
else is under so there's no one who's 71, 72, 73, or 74.
No, there is a 73-year-old woman.
Oh, right. The one who looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
and then there's Patty who's 70. So, but I do
70-year-olds.
Yeah, I do think I agree with you. I think he's going for someone in their 60s or one of those 60-year-old women.
The final four, the first number is going to be 6 for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Susan 66 looks like
A
Kris
wedding.
Kardashian.
That's cool. Is that her full time? Is that her job?
Yeah, it sounds like that. She's funny, honest, and athletic.
No, she's looking for a funny, honest, and athletic man.
Oh, right. And then it says if Susan could have lunch with any famous person, it would be Kris Jenner because she looks just like her.
Agreed.
What?
I think if I could have lunch with any famous person, it would also be Kris Jenner.
But don't you think it's because she looks just like Kris Jenner? Come on.
She does not look just like her.
Very quickly, she looks very similar to her. Yes.
Okay, she sounds fun.
She does sound like fun.
She also might have a little more of a stereotypical look to her. It's probably the short hair. She's one of the few women with short hair. But she looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think his wife had short hair, but I don't know. I think he's just going to go for somebody who's soft, sweet, fun, easy, and can relate to what he's gone through. That's what I think.
Right. The woman,
she looks very fancy. Looks very fancy for him. I think if they look too fancy, I think fancy's not his thing.
Mom, you're saying the fancy thing like you're acting like you live under a rock. You've called the two women that are wearing jewelry fancy. Like
Lexi, didn't just crawl out from under a rock. I'm just saying what the public, but what the people are, what I think all of America is going to say. That's what I'm just saying. That's just the feeling I get.
I agree. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I know we're not done yet, but I think I have my tops.
Wait, so we've got Sylvie, who's 64, public affairs consultant. She looks very plain, to be honest with you. She's looking for a romantic heart and a good listener. Doesn't say anything about her ever being married or any children, so I don't think Sylvia
It doesn't say that about everyone, though.
Maybe it's because they don't have any children. Teresa, 69, is from New Jersey, works in financial services. Children, grandchildren. She had a loss and taught herself everything she needs to know about the stock market. That's cute. Cool. I think I read that she's a top contender.
Interesting.
Yeah, like if you like look at the scoops.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. That's all of them.
Okay, I have my top 4, who I think is going to be the top 4.
All right, I'm going to write them down. Who do you think? Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Lexi's top 4.
Okay, Anna, maybe just because she's first. I'm not sold on her. Christina. Joan, I think Joan is gonna win. And Nancy.
Okay. Jody, I think that Christina's going to be up there. So we agree with Christina. Anna looks really cute. I'm going to put Anna too. I agree with you on Anna. Let's see. I don't know. I think he's going to go after Faith. I'm putting Faith in there. I like my girl Faith. I don't know why, but I just gotta.
I think Faith might be our villain. Faith or April.
And I like Nancy. So we both have Christina, Anna, and Nancy. So the only one. I
can't believe you don't have Joan. I think Joan's gonna win.
Wait, where's Joan? Is she at the beginning?
She's in the J's.
Oh, duh. Joan.
Joan is the one whose husband died of pancreatic cancer. And she has children and grandchildren.
I'll put her in here. You already
said it.
All right. So that's who we got.
She's happy at the beach spending time with
Lexi. Let's watch it together.
No.
Why?
Text you during it. I'm not traveling 2 hours to watch.
Oh, please give me a break. I'll come to you. I don't
want you in my apartment every Thursday.
Why? It will be fun. All right. I'm just so excited about this. I really need to have a party, even if it's all by myself. But I just can't wait to see these women just like have such an impact on everybody who thinks that they're old and are making old jokes, even though these women look phenomenal. Like, don't count these women out. They have their shit together.
No, I think all of these women, I know we made fun of them a little bit, but I think all of these women are amazing. I think they all look incredible. I think they're all very brave. And I do think they're going to have a huge impact on a lot of people, which is very cool.
It's very cool. All right, Lexi, I love you. This was a really fun show. And for everybody listening, thank you for listening to the Old Podcast. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe. And you can find me at Jody Harrison Bauer on all of my podcast platforms. And you can also check us out on YouTube and at the Old Podcast. Until next week, we will see you later. Bye.